G'day folks, Ben from Snowies. Today I'm showing you how to set up and pack away the Yowie AX rooftop tent from 230.
Hit it.
The Yowie AX rooftop tent features an aluminium shell and roof rail so you can mount solar on top. It's got room inside to store your bedding, and the X frame allows for mounting in tight spaces. Before we dive in, we've got loads more content like this on our channel, so make sure you like and subscribe below. Now let's jump into the product. So we've got the Yowie AX up on top of the Ram truck here. Now this is a aluminium version of the Yowie rooftop tent. Previously it's had a polycarbonate shell, which you haven't been able to put roof racks on. So they've now brought out an aluminium shell version of that where you can put these roof racks on top. Now this is a production sample. It's not exactly like what you're going to be able to buy off the shelf, but it's largely going to look the same. The differences are going to be pretty much cosmetic. So weights are to be confirmed. Dimensions are about 1.5 meters by 1.3 in width this way, and this one measures about 30 centimeters to the top. Those dimensions are going to be about the same as the final model. Once we've got all those details confirmed, you'll find it on our website, so check it out there for confirmed weights and dimensions. So to set the Yowie AX up, there's 4 latches, 2 on this side, 2 on the back side. This is set up to fold out towards me here. From here, we come up to the handle here, and we can just push the top of the tent. Eventually the struts take over and it lifts itself up. And before I go any further to set the rest of this up, I just want to point out the benefit of this X frame on the Yowie here. If we compare it to this tent at the back here, you can see this is a different style. This pivots from here, and this awning is actually having to be mounted quite a way out from the vehicle. The Yowie, however, almost comes vertically up from the side of the tent here. So we could actually mount, this has got 2 rooftop tents on this vehicle. If we had a Yowie on the back, we could actually mount this awning much closer to the vehicle because the roof or the lid of this lifts straight up from the base here. So that's a benefit of the Yowie. If you've got this on a tub rack and you want it to fold straight out the back, you could mount this close to the rear of your actual cabin if you like. You don't have to allow that gap. So it's good for small spaces. So next step for us to set the Yowie AX up is to come around to this side and grab this elastic here, which is there to pull all the fabric in as the tent sort of folds up. Now you can pull this down, there's little tabs here to tuck this in so it's out of the way while it's set up. This elastic does go around the back as well to the small gusset at the back. Doesn't really make any difference whether you leave that there or tuck it away when it's set up. I'm going to leave it there so it's there ready for when I pack it away. For the next step, we need to use the ladder, which packs away inside the shell here, to lever this section out over the side of the vehicle. So to do that, just lift the ladder up over the ledge here and pull it out, extend it all the way. Just bear in mind it may get caught on this lip here, so you might just need to lift the ladder a little bit as you extend it out. And extend this all the way out, making sure each section is extended out. Once that's extended all the way, you just grab the ladder, use it to lever this up, and then pull the ladder out, just being gentle with the fabrics. It shouldn't get caught up, but just keep an eye on it until that platform comes right out to the side. From here, you need to use the ladder to provide support for this side of the tent. So once this is extended out, you can just tuck the ladder in a little bit so that it takes the weight of this panel. If your vehicle is shorter, you might need to shorten this ladder up a little bit just from the top. So shorten one of these sections up so that it sits and supports this side of the tent and isn't out. Because this is such a high vehicle though, we only need to adjust it slightly for that to support it. So if we just jump up to the doorway of the tent here, as we've unfolded it, the mat should have come with the tent as we folded it. It's Velcro to the base here. There's a hoop that sits up over here. I need to reach in, loop this back over this way. I can extend this out, which will tighten this side of the tent, and then I can put the stays in place for the window awnings and the doorway here. Now I'll crawl inside the tent. We just want to set this awning up outside. So we unzip both panels here. There's a mesh and a solid panel. Leave that undone when you pack it up and set it up and pack it away anyway. And these just go in the same way that the front awning did. That's the Yowie AX all set up. You've got a few options inside with double mesh and solid panels on the windows on each side. Mesh and solid panel here, you've got a vent at the back. You've got vents on the sides here. I haven't set up the awning down this side of the tent because there's not enough room next to this other rooftop tent here, but you get the awning poles included for a little weatherproof awning over the side there. But that's everything for the setup of the Yowie AX rooftop tent from 230. Now before we fold the Yowie AX up, we need to jump inside the tent and just take the stays out of the awnings and collapse that hoop pole down at the front. We're going to grab all our bedding and push it to the far end of the tent, where once it folds over, there'll be a little cavity for that to sit in. Now this hoop pole just sits flat. Make sure it sits flat on the mat here, over the top, underneath all the fabric. Make sure this handle's accessible. Now this is a production model. This is a little bit short. It will be longer in future models. From here, what we now need to do is fold this section up inside the cover of the tent. And we do that by collapsing the ladder up. Once we've folded this portion of the tent in, we can collapse the ladder up. Now we can actually take the ladder off altogether if we wanted and store it in the back of the car, but there is space to store this in the canopy while it's in transit. To collapse this up now, we pinch these little buttons here, and then as you push it up, it pushes each of these levers on the ladder, so you can collapse it all the way, right up within the boundaries of the tent. Once you've got the ladder within the confines of the shell there, just make sure your strap's within reach. You might need to move this around, and as I mentioned, this will be longer on the actual production models. Now before we pull the top down, we just need to put some elastic straps in place. There's one strap that goes right around the base here that we put up over the top as much of the fabric as we can here. That's just going to pull that fabric in a bit, or help us pull it in as we pull the lid down. Second elastic strap here, we don't need to do anything with that. That's just there to pull the anti-condensation mat in, or make sure it doesn't come outside the confines of the shell as we pack it up. From here, pull down on this main strap so that the shell comes down. Once you get it within reach, just take a little bit of time to tuck all of this in. The strap pulls a lot of it in. If you just help it to tuck the rest of it in, it's going to help the shell to pack down over the top. So most of this fabric is tucked right inside under the shell. Once we get to the point where we no longer need the strap, because I've got this handle here, we'll tuck this inside the shell, up on top of the ladder or around the ladder. Pull this down. Once again, just making sure this fabric sits inside. This goes right over the top of everything. We've got rubber seals here that sit against each other. Once the shell's pulled down that far, it will sit there by itself. We can just go around on the sides, grab these buckles, do them up like that. We've got two on this side, two on the other side, and that's the Yowie AX all packed away. That's the setup pack away process of the Yowie AX. Really easy, heaps of room inside. Got my bedding in there. That canopy fits down over the top of everything really smoothly, and you've got a nice big seal around here to keep dust and dirt and rain out of your bedding and your shelter once it's packed away. Yowie AX, a great tent for smaller tub racks, has the roof racks on the top so you can mount solar panels on it. Check them out online at snowies.com.au.